Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Panda update. It's very last minute, but I wanted to bring you this information in case you haven't seen it already, but we're gonna offer some fun commentary and all this nonsense. It's a new governing body update. It's the first one of the year 2023, and it's hosted by our favorite 50-year-old virgin, Mark Sanderson. Yeah, you know it, the man. He's back. We haven't seen this dude in a while on the channel, so it's good to have him back. So this is a 30-minute governing body update, and the first 20 minutes is really boring. It's just talking about Ramapo. The governing body reminds you that they love you very much.
We express our warm love and affection for all of you.
It's talking about the unfortunate situation in Ukraine and Russia, you know, the refugees and the prisoners of conscience, and also the very fortunate situation in Norway, which we covered in another video. I won't cover it again here. You can look it up if you want, but what I wanted to focus on was the final 10 minutes, which is the actual news. First of all, Mark Sanderson tells us that there has been a big increase in Bible studies conducted in the past 6 months, which seems like a very cherry-picked piece of data. I'm not sure why he shows this in particular. I don't think Bible studies conducted is a very useful indication to see how much the work is progressing, because a lot of Bible studies can start and they just kind of fade away. So, Mark, I want to see how many people got baptized and how many new publishers you have, not how many Bible studies. So, it all seems very strange, but who knows? I don't know why he shows that piece of data, but he goes on, of course, to brag about it and interview a lot of people from different branches to tell you the exact numbers of new studies. This is an organization that loves numbers, but they only love numbers when these are positive numbers. They never mention the negative ones. But let's hear the announcement Mark has to say and the reason that I made this video.
The governing body is thrilled when we hear these reports about what's taking place in the field. Truly, Jehovah is speeding up the work. Recently, it was announced that regular pioneers will once again have an hour requirement, effective March 1st, 2023. Pioneers are now busy looking at their schedules and planning how they'll be able to meet the hour requirement. The governing body, though, is realistic about the world situation. Many branches have reported that pioneers are struggling to meet their hour goal because of the rising cost of living, and many are contending with natural disasters, unrest, and war. In 1999, the governing body considered the situation of the pioneers. The January 1999 Kingdom Ministry said, "We have observed the mounting difficulties faced by pioneers, especially with regard to finding part-time secular work that will allow them to care adequately for their personal needs so as to remain in the full-time service. The present economic situation in many lands has also made it increasingly difficult for others to enter the pioneer work, even though that is their heartfelt desire. During recent months, these and other factors have been carefully considered." Because of those factors, the governing body decided back in 1999 to adjust the hour requirements for the pioneers. Now, 24 years later, as world conditions continue to deteriorate, the governing body sees that our pioneers are facing similar challenges. Therefore, we are very pleased to announce that the governing body has decided to adjust the hour requirements for pioneers effective March 1st, 2023. You may want to get a pen or something to write this down. Are you ready? Here are the new requirements. For regular pioneers, the requirement will now be 600 hours per year. That is an average of 50 hours per month. For auxiliary pioneers, the requirement will now be 30 hours. But notice this. This is very exciting. During March and April, and during the month of the Circuit Overseer's visit, publishers can choose to auxiliary pioneer with a reduced hour requirement of 15 hours. This should make it possible for many more of us to share as auxiliary pioneers during those months of special activity. What about special pioneers and missionaries? They will now have an hour requirement of 100 hours per month. Sisters who are serving as special pioneers or missionaries and who are 40 years of age or older have a reduced hour requirement of 90 hours. How should we view these adjustments? This is powerful evidence of the great love and tender concern that Jehovah feels for his people. We want as many as possible to retain their precious privilege of serving as pioneers. And we feel that these adjustments will make it possible for many more to consider taking up the pioneer work.
In other words, we don't want to lose any pioneers because we are on panic mode and we are losing a lot of people. So we want to reduce the hour requirement so we don't lose any more pioneers. He talks about these news like he just saw a new Dunkin' Donuts store open. I mean, I think we all saw this coming at this point, that this was going to happen eventually, but here it is. Yeah, the bar has been lowered. And he forgot to mention the Bible text where he took out all these numbers. Let me see. Let me look it up. Oh, wait. There is no Bible text. These guys just take these numbers out of their ass. And it has always been this way. The pioneer teaching and system of doing things has zero biblical backing. Like zero. So these numbers are completely arbitrary. And notice how he never even tries to mention that it's Jehovah who decided this, to reduce the numbers. It was the governing body. They're taking even more credit now. But it's okay because we all know that Jehovah is the governing body. They're the same thing, and the organization. So yeah, man-made rules, just flip-flopping. And I mean, what can I say? It shows how desperate they are to not lose members and to basically inflate their numbers artificially, right? I think we will see an increase in regular pioneers and auxiliary pioneers, I think, but it's gonna cool down the zeal of the pioneers who have already spent their lives working for 70 hours a week, and some of them for 90 hours a month, which is a lot of time. Even 50 hours is a lot of time. He said 600 hours a year. What could you do with such a time? Imagine if Jehovah's Witnesses spend that time doing something useful or, doing charity work. That would be nice, right? Instead of peddling their propaganda doomsday cult.
Since the number of people requesting Bible studies is increasing worldwide, there could never be a better time to expand our share in the ministry. If you are serving as a pioneer right now, we hope that you'll continue. If you're not yet serving as a regular pioneer, would it be possible for you to do so? And with the memorial season just ahead, no doubt all elders, ministerial servants, and publishers will prayerfully consider if they can auxiliary pioneer. Can you do so? We look to Jehovah to bless all of these arrangements to his glory and praise. Yes, may we all continue to do our very best to find those who are rightly disposed for everlasting life. We love you all very much. From the world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses, this is JW Broadcasting.
The only thing that was missing was for Mark Sanderson to get on his knees and start pleading to the pioneers to not leave, because He was basically pleading, oh, please, 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 would you consider being a pioneer? Now you don't have to waste 70 hours out in the field in the heat and the rain and cold for us. Now you can only waste 50 hours and you have the same bragging rights as a regular pioneer. Because that's what it is, essentially. The pioneer title is only a title. Because what's the difference between preaching for 49 hours and preaching for 50 hours? Right? Nothing. It's just the title. And a special pioneer meetings that you get. And that's it. It's only something to brag about if you are an indoctrinated Jehovah's Witness. To the outside world, all of these rules are silly and a complete waste of human potential. So yeah, the Jehovah's chariot is speeding up the work, but it also goes backwards sometimes. So I wanted to make this video now, and I'm sorry it's very unscripted. It's very, very, very unprofessional, but I'm going to be out of town next week, and I figured that by the time I get back, they will probably reduce the hours back down to 30. I don't know. Who knows at this point? Maybe 20 years down the road, as world conditions continue to deteriorate, pioneers will only have to do 30 hours a month and auxiliary pioneers 10 hours. Because right now, to be considered a publisher, you only have to put in 15 minutes a month. 15 minutes. Talk about inflating numbers. And talk about going backwards. So much for Jehovah's chariots. Alright guys, well that was some quick news for you. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Thank you so much to my beautiful Patreons for everything you do. And I'll catch you next time.